Welcome back to week 7 of my journey of going from not knowing how to hold a golf club to teeing off at the US Open. After getting my first par last week and almost breaking 50, I am determined to break 50 and sink some par putts. Going back to Princeton Country Club, I decided to add a challenge and golf right after it rained. Starting on hole 1, I decided to be brave this week and hit a 3-wood. This looked like a very promising start since I was able to get some distance and it stayed in the fairway. But I topped my approach shot. Even worse, I then top a very simple chip onto the green and send it all the way across. My promising start is starting to disappear. Luckily, my second chip ends up on the green, even though I know I didn't put enough on it. My putt for bogey ends up just a bit short and I tap it in for double bogey. Seems like a pretty normal start to me. Hole 2, I was hoping to follow up my previous drive with another well-hit 3-wood, but I completely shank it. I'm starting to remember why I didn't use it last time. I chunked the second shot, but at least I'm in the fairway. As I hit my third shot, I send it right into the cart path and I get a lucky bounce forward. But I'm starting to question if my setup is why I'm hitting every single shot right. I'm able to get onto the green with a chance to save par. Based on all my previous holes, I think it's safe to say that this should have been a 3-putt, but I'm able to hit a perfect putt and save par. Hole 3 and the curse of the 3-wood strikes again. My shot goes left but hits the cart path and is somehow able to bounce back in and be playable. I almost followed my second shot, but I'm able to get it to go straight into the fairway. I was hoping my third shot would end up on the green, but like I always do, I leave it short. Now I have my worst enemy, trying to chip onto the green. I went from hitting my chips too soft to now hitting them too strong and sending them to the other side of the green. As I hit my putt for bogey, I didn't get the break I wanted and I put way too much on it. Second putt was short and the read was wrong. Third putt lipped out and I tapped it in for 4 over par. Only I can go from draining a long putt to 4 putting. After parring this hole last time, I hit what I thought was a shot that had a chance to go in, but then I realized that I didn't put enough on it. I had a pretty awkward shot from just above the bunker, but I was able to get it onto the green. I had a pretty long putt for par, but for once I felt like I could make it. I should have put more on it since it was an uphill putt, but I leave it short. I thought the second putt was a tap-in, but apparently every putt wants to lip out. I tap it in for double bogey, and breaking 50 is getting a lot harder. Hole 5 and I'm bringing out the 3-wood again. To my surprise, I was able to get a pretty decent drive out of it, and it put me in pretty good position. I followed up with a shot that isn't so great, but gets me close to the green and barely misses the bunker. Back to trying to chip onto the green from in close, and I absolutely top it. Barely even goes 10 yards. Luckily, my second chip is a lot better, and I'm able to get it onto the green. Putting for bogey, and my goal is to not 3-putt. I'm able to sink the putt and walk away with a bogey, and breaking 50 is still in my sight. Next hole, I completely forget how to hit a 3-wood, and it goes left and winds up next to the cart path. I decide to play it safe and hit the second shot directly into the middle of the fairway. From there, I'm able to get it onto the green. I have another putt for par, but once again, it's quite long and I can't get a good read on it. I leave it just short and need to double check my line before tapping it in for another bogey. Definitely not going to complain about having back-to-back bogeys. Coming onto a par 3, my goal was to bogey it. I hit a good tee shot, but it lands in the bunker. Just great. Luckily, I'm able to get out of the bunker fairly easily, and I leave myself a decent look at par. I'm able to knock down my putt, and breaking 50 is very much possible. Hole 8, the start of my downfall. My 3-wood, I once again cannot hit it. I can only top it. Second shot. I thought I could make up some distance with a 3-wood, and I send an absolute line drive to the other side of the fairway. Nowhere near where I wanted it. I came back to my senses for the third shot and decided to hit an iron. I chunked it, but at least I got it to go straight and towards the hole. Just to follow it up with another shot that I sent straight into the bunker. There was no way for me to bogey this hole as I had almost 0% chance of making it in the hole from the bunker. I misread the putt and put it just next to the hole, which leaves me with a tap in for triple bogey. 13 over after 8 and 14 over is breaking 50. The pressure is officially on. The last hole. Breaking 50 is very possible, and I send my 3-wood into the trees. Absolutely perfect start. I wanted to punch out the second shot into the fairway, but I top it and it barely goes anywhere. A miracle happened on my third shot because I was able to somehow recover and get the ball onto the green with an opportunity to putt for par. Keep in mind, this is the hole I usually have trouble putting on. My putt for par was uphill and breaking right to left, and I didn't put enough on it. I completely misread the putt but left myself a chance to bogey. My bogey putt just misses and I'm left with a tap in for double bogey. 15 over. I shoot exactly 50 and tie my goal. Even though I didn't break it, I felt like I definitely could have. If only I made one of those 4 putts or I didn't top one of those shots, I could have broken 50. Enough with the what ifs, because if everything went perfectly, I would already be on the tour. Looking at the positives, I would say my putting was definitely a lot better and I need to keep working on it. Thanks for following along, and tune in next week as I go to a new course and try to break 50 there.